adjust my camera angle here. You guys can hopefully see me pretty okay once I get back to the mat. Awesome. Hi. I'm glad you're here. How you feeling? How you doing? I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to see any messages as they come in. You're certainly welcome to put comments in there. I might be able to answer them. In fact, what I think I'll do is I'll get on my own live and like kind of eyeball the chat every now and again, just in case if you have a thought you want to share, or if you can't hear me or you can't see me, something like that, you can feel free to let me know. So awesome. It's really weird to see myself there, but okay, cool. I'm really glad you're here. And if you're watching later, I'm glad you're watching later. It's awesome. So, cool. Okay. Current frame rate is low. Yeah, if you guys are having an issue with the frame rate, let me know. I'm going to see if I can fix anything about that right now. I highly doubt it. And what I really want to do is just do some yoga. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Awesome. Great. Yeah, if you have issues viewing it, again, just drop it in the chat and say it's glitching or whatever, and we'll do something about it. But again, without further ado, let's do this thing. So we're going to start off with a little bit of yoga for, like, the neck, work out the neck. But before we do that, we're going to come into a seated position, kind of like I'm at, cross-legged if you can. Otherwise, just finding a comfortable seat. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and then let them fall. Okay. See, that's helpful since I'm hard to hear. I need to use my nice mic next time. If I get closer, is it better? Let me know. I can also speak up and project. So just let me know what is better, if I need to scoot up or if I need to project. But I'll try to project a little more. And now we're going to come into the seated position. Drawing the shoulders up to the ears. And then letting them become heavy. And releasing them nice and low. Hands resting on the knees. Beautiful. Okay. From here, dipping one shoulder down. And bringing it up. Dipping the next shoulder down. And bringing it up. Okay. And then we're going to take the hands and float them way up into the sky. Keep a lot of space between the shoulders and the ears. Grab one wrist and lean. So I've got my hand just grabbing my wrist there. Keep that left hip rooted to the ground. You're going to pull gently on the left wrist, making lots of space on the left side. And while we're here, awareness of the breath. Coming back to center, grabbing the right wrist, leaning over, rooting down through the right hip. Opening up the right side body, lots of space. Coming back up to center, floating the hands down. Let's take a moment before we proceed to find our breath. We've been breathing all day, every day for our whole lives, but we're going to breathe with intention for the next several minutes. So I'm going to invite you to rest the hands. We'll move back to the neck, don't worry. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Send your breath all the way down to the very last ribs in your rib cage. And then slowly release. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in. Send your breath down to your belly button this time. And now release. And finally, we're going to breathe in once more. And send the breath down to the base of the hips where we're sitting. Bottom of the spine. And release. Beautiful. Let's keep going. Arms out wide. Pulse the thumbs back. And thumbs down. Pulse those. Right, while we're here, reach behind. Interlace the fingers if you can. If not, just reach back. Hold this for a moment. Lifting the heart. And we're going to keep that deep breath the whole time. And if you ever notice that you've forgotten to maintain that steady breath, just gently bring your awareness back to it. And what we're going to do is lifting the heart, we're going to hinge from the hips, folding forward, bringing the arms up and over. Slowly coming back up, releasing the hands. Beautiful, back to the neck. Point the nose to the ceiling. Maybe give the ceiling some kisses. If you do that a lot, it will make you really sore the next day. I know that sounds ridiculous, but it really does work. And then bring the head back to neutral. And on your next exhale, drop the chin towards the chest. Nice long neck in the back. Keep the shoulders nice and heavy. And then we're going to start to draw a big circle in the air with the nose. Which essentially means that we're rolling the neck. Now, pay attention. If you have any spots that are weird or sticky or creaking, or if they feel strange, you can either spend some extra time there, kind of working it out, or if it feels painful, we want to take especially good care of our neck and be especially mindful of the neck, so we're not going to overwork it, overdo it. If it feels weird, we're going to move along. It's okay to draw tiny circles. It's okay to just sit in neutrality and breathe. If you are drawing circles, though, circle the other direction now. Beautiful job. Excellent. Come back to that seated position. We're going to slide the right fingertips out to the side. I can't tell if I'm flipped for y'all, so if I'm cueing you and it looks like my left hand, just do what works for you. I'm using my right hand right now. Sliding the right fingertips out to the side, reaching up through that extended left arm, and then leaning over. Extended side angle, rooting down through the left hip. Breathing in. You don't want to come up on one hip. We want both hips cemented to the floor. If this feels too much, come back out of it a little bit. It's customizable like all of yoga is, which we love. Reach through that pinky. Flip the hand, coming back up to center. Beautiful job. Excellent. Same thing other side. Slide the other hand out. Reaching through the arm, we're going to extend up and over. Reach through that pinky, rooting down the hips to the ground. Breathing in, breathing out. I don't know what this year holds for you. If you're in a place of hopefulness or weariness, both are valid. I was telling myself yesterday that a year doesn't have to be great for there to be good things in it. Because we're going through some stuff. collectively. It's okay to be a little wary, but that doesn't mean we need to write off the whole year. There's still good things coming. Also doesn't mean we have to hope against hope that it's going to be the best year of our lives when it may not be. It's okay. Whatever you're feeling is fine. So next we're going to do, we're going to swing those legs out to the side. Come up to all fours. Wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. You're going to do some cat-cow. Lowering the belly, gazing forward. Cow pose. Exhale, press the ground away, arching the back. Chin comes to chest for cat pose. We're going to do this a few times. You're going to sync it with your breath. So inhale, you're going to come into cow, bowing the belly down. And then exhale, push the ground away, arching the back for cat. Inhale, gazing up, dipping the belly down. Exhale, pushing it away and arching the back for cat pose. Let's do 3 rounds of this at your own breath. Once you finish that last breath, we're going to come into a neutral spine, just where we were. I'm keeping this one pretty chill. I'm not sure where everybody's at on the first Monday of the new year. So this one is not going to be a break a sweat yoga, or at least that's not how I've designed it. You may still break a sweat, and that's good. But I'm keeping it very low key on purpose. I'll turn up the heat in later ones. We're going to bring that arm straight up into the air. I'm doing my right arm. Again, I'm not sure what the screen is going to show you, whether it's reversed or not. So just pick an arm, bring it up into the air, reaching, and then we're going to thread the needle. So you're going to send that arm back through this space here, and we're going to just lay down directly on our shoulder. I'll show you from the other side if that helps. Threading through the space and then just laying right on it, which is fabulous. Now, if this is not available to you, you can use a pillow under the shoulder if that helps to bring the ground up a little higher for you. This is a great one for releasing shoulder tension. We want to have the body holding us up here, but we don't want to be tense or gripping. Try to release into the pose, leaving just the bare essentials to hold you upright. Relax the glutes, relax the legs, relax the jaw, relax the face. Coming out of this one, reset back into all fours. Same thing other side. So take your other arm, extend it up, thread the needle, come to rest on that shoulder. Watch the breath here. Beautiful. Come back out of it. Come into all fours. Make the big toes touch. Take the knees as wide as your mat. Sit back. Extend the arms out for a wide child's pose. Let the forehead come to rest on the mat. If you need to put a pillow under your face, feel free. If you need to put a pillow between the thighs and the heels, that's fine too. We want to take up that space where we're going to come into the child's pose, whether you need it supported or not, and we're just gonna melt. I want you for the next several exhales to just release, release, release. Whatever you've brought, whatever stress or tension, we're going to release it. You can pick it back up later. It'll still be there when we're done. But this is a great time for just this moment for yourself to just breathe and be right here in this moment. So let's take a few of those breaths. Beautiful. Coming back into all fours. Awesome. Really glad you guys are here with me. I know I need this. I don't know about y'all. We're going to start here. We're going to take the leg out to the side and draw big circles in the air with the knee. I don't care how perfect your circles are. We're just going to take the knee, draw big circles in the air. You can probably hear my hip cracking as we're, sitting here, but that's a good thing. And then big circles the other direction. And then take that leg back. Put the toes on the ground and then just sit back into that heel. I'll show you up here because I think I'm off screen. Just pressing into the heel. Beautiful job. Now we're going to repeat on the other side, drawing big circles in the air with the other one. Nice big circles. And now circles the other way. Just massaging the acetabulum, that kind of nest that holds the top of the femur. Beautiful. Step that foot back, pressing into the heel. My folks with Achilles stuff, this is a really good one. Awesome. Stepping forward. And then from here, we're going to come up into a plank position. Knees down is okay. Sitting back and then forward. So you can do this with your knees. Just shifting the weight back and shifting the weight forward, kind of for a adjusted plank. Just going to do a little movement here. Or you can do knees up. Sitting back. And then coming forward. Sitting back. And coming forward. Pick your adventure, whether your knees down or up, or a combination. And we'll just do a few rounds of this. Take a break. If your knees are feeling a little weird, that's okay. And one more round. If your knees are up, go ahead and drop them down. Sitting back, Let's just do a closer together child's pose now. You can take it as wide as the mat again if you'd like. Otherwise, just play with it. Maybe play with the distance between the legs and see what feels good. I'm going to play with it by putting my hands around my ankles this time. And slowly come up. Join me back in a seated position. I'm going to show you a little bit of a yogi trick. So I'm out of breath. I said I was going to keep this really chill, and then I made myself out of breath. Yoga is so much more than just like the physical practice of stretching. There's like a lifestyle that goes along with it. If you really wanted to get into it, you certainly don't have to. Some folks are like, I'm content to just stretch. Fine. But there are some things you can do that are outside of stretching that can help you manage things like stress, tension, and self-massage is one of those things. So by massaging like your hand, giving yourself like a foot massage, these are things you can massage your shoulders. I'm going to show you a one that uses like an acupuncture place that's really like feels good to me. So we're going to take our hands and start off just one side, maybe just massaging this long muscle here on the outside of the neck. Don't worry, we'll do a little short savasana here in a minute. And just walk the fingers up and down the neck. And then you're going to keep walking back behind the ear, and I'm going to try to explain this as best I can, but behind your ear, there's like a little divot there. That's like one of the best places. I tell you, when I get massages and they come up to this spot right here, they start working on it. Holy moly. It's like the side of the skull, but also the base of the skull. So let's just take a moment and take maybe 2 fingers, some gentle pressure. We're just going to do some little circles there. And let's breathe together while we do it. If this place feels weird, if it's uncomfortable, by all means, don't. You can just sit and breathe or find a different spot. Perhaps you can stay on the neck or on the shoulder. But I love this spot here. A lot of headaches that are tension headaches actually come from the neck. They come from tension in the neck. It kind of just radiates. This is a great exercise for helping to release some of that tension. Walking the fingers down and up again. And then let's release. Bringing the fingers back. Other side. Walking them up and down. Just telling that muscle that it's okay to lighten up. It's okay to release. You can spread out a little bit. Go into the shoulder. We do some gentle, not pinches, but like just little gentle pinches down the shoulder. Same thing other side. We gotta balance it out. But then take the 2 fingers, find that other divot there behind the ear, just little circles. There's a lot of things that they talk about with yoga, especially as it pertains to stress and anxiety, that you can do like as a routine for helping to relieve it. And it's self-massage, dry brushing, which is where you take a big round like brush and you brush your body. It's really good for exfoliating the skin, but it also helps release stress. Things you can do for like eating and journaling. There's a lot of options there. Sometimes when we're stressed out, there's no one answer. We have to kind of combine our approaches to find what works for us. But it's also great if you're not stressed. They're just good things to do, to just give yourself a little massage, right? Give yourself a little bit of love because you deserve it. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and come onto our backs. Let the feet rest on the floor. We're on our backs. I'm going to take my hair down. Go ahead and draw one knee up to the chest. Stay there for a moment. And then we're going to cross, letting that ankle rest on top of the knee. Pull the other leg back, interlace the fingers behind the thigh, reclined figure 4. You can pull back as deep as what feels right for you right now. Let the rest of the body melt into the floor. And then release. Reset the feet and draw up the other leg, pulling that knee gently towards the chest. And resting the ankle on the opposite knee, pulling back the leg, interlacing the fingers behind the thigh, reclined figure 4 on the other side. Beautiful. Float that leg down, uncross the legs, but leave that leg there and go ahead, interlacing the fingers behind the opposite leg. We're going to point and flex the foot. Again, my Achilles people, this is for you. But honestly, it's for everyone. Who couldn't benefit from a little leg stretch, right? Point and flex, maybe draw some circles with the big toe. And then float the leg down, lifting up the other leg, interlacing the fingers behind, and then point and flex these toes. Maybe draw some circles. Pressing through the heel. Great. Now we're going to float both legs down, extend the legs out, let the feet fall away from each other, hands resting at the sides of the body. We're going to come into Shavasana. We're going to lay here, final resting pose. Palms can be facing up or down. Quick body scan. Note if there's any places that you're hanging on to some tension, and then release. If it's in the feet or the glutes or the jaw, we want everything to go slack. Invite stillness here. And let the only part of you that moves be only what's required for the breath. You're welcome to close your eyes if you're comfortable. Otherwise, just soften the gaze. We'll stay here for just a moment, and I will cue us out of this pose when it's time. Slowly begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Wherever your mind was, bring it back into this space. Noticing where your body's making contact with the floor. Noticing the temperature of the air in the room. The sound of my voice. And slowly coming onto one side or the other. And slowly transition out. Taking maybe one more deep breath here. Before coming up to the seated position. Beautiful. Meeting me here. Let's do one more movement together, lifting up the palms, bringing them together, and slowly coming hands to the heart. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. I'm always glad to have company when I do yoga, so it's nice to have you. Even if this is not really your journey and you're just here for, one time, I'm glad you're here. So the teacher in me sees the student in you, and the student in me sees the teacher in you. Namaste. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching this later, you can go ahead and turn off the video because it's the end of the session. Anybody who's here live, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll hang out here for about another minute, and then I'll sign off. But as usual, glad to have you here with me. And for like a 30-minute deal, it was pretty okay. Like, I was worried that was going to be a little short, but I think for some folks, 30 minutes is about as much as you can do for the time you've got, and I respect that. Especially, like, having 2 small children, I totally respect that. You got to get it where you can. So, totally good. If you guys like this format, let me know. I'm happy to come on Facebook Live. I'm happy to do stuff on Instagram, but I am going to shift away from using the Sign Up Genius that I was using and do more stuff here. So I'm going to put my Venmo information. I can tell you my Venmo right now is Inward Fire Yoga. So obviously no obligation, but if you feel inclined to support the work, feel free. It's up to you if you want to make a donation. Whatever amount is acceptable, and no amount is acceptable too. This is just so I can continue to share my love of yoga with y'all. I'll also put my PayPal information in the comments if that's something that you're interested in as well. So, thanks again for joining me, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste.